Welcome to the intimate room of Fahoome. And now, an intimate story in the intimate room of Fahoome. And the intimate story begins in 2009 or 2010. I can't exactly remember. This is the story of how I pooped on the L. So I have IBS, and I didn't really know I had IBS until I was in my 20s. I was 15? Yeah, I think I was 15. So me and a couple of our friends that we kind of grew up with, two of them, man and a woman, and we're all about the same age, roughly. So our families were like, oh, the kids should go visit, Dylan's sister in Chicago. Wouldn't that be fun? And of course, it was a lot of fun. So we went and visited her. We took the Amtrak. We got there like on a Friday. I actually, you know what? I take it back. We got there on a Thursday. Got there on like a Thursday afternoon. So we spent all Friday and all Saturday there. And we were just, like, wow, Chicago, eating a bunch of good food. I think we had Ethiopian food one night. We had, I can't remember all the days. But I want to say we had pizza one night. Definitely we had some cupcakes, those like gourmet cupcakes. I think it was like Molly's where we stopped. Anyways, what else? So we're just eating all this food, and my, my daily routine, my daily, poop routine was thrown off, as it usually that happens for a lot of people when they go on vacation, when they go out of town. Their schedule is just thrown off. So, I hadn't gone, and I was like, getting kind of nervous. So I hadn't gone Thursday, I hadn't gone Friday, I hadn't gone Saturday. So Sunday comes, and Sunday morning is, the big day, in that we're heading back to Michigan that day on the train. And I hadn't gone. I still hadn't gone. So I was getting very nervous. I woke up and they were like, come on, we have to go. And of course, right before we have to go to the train, I think I slept in. I was tired. And my sister was like, come on, we got to go. You got to catch your train. Of course. Right then is when I had to go. I think I just felt so, like, guilty, like, that I didn't, because I had slept in and everyone was like, we gotta go. So I was like, so I just held it, which was a big mistake. So I leave. I'm like, okay, I can just hold it. I'll just go once we get to the station. So as we're going, I'm passing gas and it smells really bad. And we get on the L and we're taking the brown line down. And and it got to a point where I just couldn't hold it anymore. I honestly just couldn't hold it in. So it started to come out. And slowly, and I really was freaking out internally, but I wasn't saying anything. And my friends were like, oh my God, it smells so bad on the train. Oh my God, like someone's farting. Ugh. And then they were eventually like, oh my God, no, it actually smells like poop. And I was like, it was poop. So we're walking. I distinctly remember we're walking over one of the bridges over the river, and they were like, oh, it still smells so bad. And I didn't think they were like, I don't know. I mean, maybe they suspected it was me. I think eventually they figured out it was me. But they didn't say anything. We're all being very nice. It's like, you don't want to say that, and they don't want to say it. But we all know what's going on, such as ideology. So I get to Union Station, and I immediately go into the bathroom. I'm like, oh, guys, I got to stop in the bathroom real quick. And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, like, they knew. Anyways, so I so as we were crossing the bridge, the poop just kept coming out. It just slowly kept creeping out more and more. And um it was just being held in by my underwear. Good thing I was wearing briefs and not boxers, cuz Jesus, that would have been awful. Anyways, so it was basically just holding it in there, and it had become like a ball. I kid you not. This is really graphic. Don't let your kids listen to this episode. Anyways, so it got okay. So I go into the stall, and I took off my underwear, and it just was like a ball, and I just like shoved it into the toilet, and then I just like took off my underwear and like laid them down on the ground, and I had to go even more, and then I put on my pants and I went commando, and I was texting my friend, and I was like, sorry, my stomach hurts. And she was like, oh, that's okay. Anyways, so we got on the train, we made our train, and we went back to Michigan, and everything worked out. And that's that. So listen, I didn't know what I had back then, and it's IBS for sure. You eat something and your stomach is just so sensitive, and it just reacts horribly. This happened many other times while I was traveling with my family and inconvenienced them. But when you gotta go, there's nothing else you can do. You just have to go. And that is how I pooped on the L in 2009 or 2010.
Elizabeth Warren, Senator.
For far too long, the guys at the top have been rigging the game.
Fighter.
We have to take on Trump.
Believer in American families.
We need to rebuild the middle class.
All-American Okie girl.
Trump is such a crazy guy. We got a saying in Oklahoma. What in the Sam Hill? I just can't imagine a little baby child being torn from her meemaw. I mean, just thinking about it makes me nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. These guys in Washington, they don't think we can have affordable health care. Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. That argument doesn't amount to a hill of beans. When I was a little girl, my daddy, he'd wake us children up every morning, and he'd say, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Real oaky stuff.
Elizabeth Warren, on a mission to change America, to fight for families, and to make herself seem more genuine.
How about now, America? Am I relatable? Hey, Pete?
Yes, Chasten?
I want to talk to you about something.
Go ahead.
Well, it's just, I know you're busy and all with the campaign.
I'm running to be the president, Chasten.
I know. It's just that, well, we haven't made love in 6 months.
I don't know what you mean, Chasten. I feel very connected to you. You're my husband, and I'm a homosexual.
Yeah, you're gay.
Yes, gay. What's the problem? Do you still not believe me when I say that I'm gay?
Well, kind of.
I first realized that I was gay when I was a soldier in Afghanistan, and I noticed an Afghan man with an extremely handsome look and chiseled jaw. He was so attractive that he caused me to get a boner. I knew right then and there that I couldn't keep my identity a secret anymore.
Yeah, you've told me that story a million times.
Is that sarcasm I detect?
No,
I'm sorry, are we having an interview or are you just gonna yell at me?
we're not having a press interview. I'm your husband, Pete.
I'm sorry, sir, do you even have a press pass to be in here?
Ah!
I'm Mayor Pete, and I'm gay. I'm running for the presidency.
And the second story begins in 2014. In the winter of 2014 is when I had another accident, shall we say. So we had an apartment. I had an apartment with my roommate. And the bathroom door was usually always open. Whenever someone wasn't in the bathroom, you kind of knew just because it was always open. So when it was shut, I just assumed that my roommate was in there. And her door was usually, like, her bedroom door was usually shut. Anyway, so for some reason, um this particular morning I woke up and it was like an attack. I was starting to have these attacks where they would just suddenly come on in the morning and I had to go. Like, I had to rush to the bathroom. So what happened was I get up and I'm like, "Oh my god, I got to go." So I go over to the bathroom and the door was kind of open, kind of closed. Okay, it was kind of like in that in between stage. And I was very confused and immediately I was like, "Oh shit, she's in there." So, because her door to her bedroom was kind of ajar and I was like, "Oh, that means like she left." I think the bathroom door was just like completely shut and I was like, "Okay, damn it, she's in there." So I was very passive, and just didn't want to be aggressive. So I didn't even knock. How stupid. I didn't even knock. I just assumed that she was in there. And I legit couldn't hold it. And there's not like a close bathroom nearby our apartment. So here's what I did. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what I did. I was very resourceful. I took a garbage bag, ran to the I took my little trash can in my room, the little, like, you had those mini trash cans where you just put, like, papers, like, when you're in a dorm room. Anyways, so it's like a mini trash can. So I was like, perfect, I'll just go in here. And I was being very hygienic, so I went into the kitchen, and I took a trash bag, and I lined it, and I think I did, like, 2 trash bags. Like, I double lined that fucking bin. Anyways, and I closed the door and I let it out. Yes, I sat on the little trash can and I let it out. And I think I had to pee as well, so I think I peed in a bottle and eventually just poured the bottle into the sink and, scrubbed down the sink afterwards. So after I went, I was like, okay, like I can probably, hold the rest. It was just like I had to get that first bit out. So then immediately I took the first no, I took both. I don't know. I took both trash bags. I tied it up and I got another trash bag, like a paper trash bag from Trader Joe's, and I put the plastic one with the doo-doo into the paper one, and then I ran down the back way in my boxers, my little pajamas, in like the middle of winter, like in February or January. Anyways, I ran down the back and I ran down the back exit stairs of our apartment complex, out into the alley, and threw the bag into the dumpster. And then I came back inside, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, wait a minute. And it's very quiet, and the door is still, like, the same spot. I'm pretty sure the bathroom door was, like, it was, like, just a touch open, but, like, but otherwise closed. You know, there's just that little inch, and it was in the same spot, and I was like, wait a minute. So I walked over to the living room, and I kind of, like, peeked in, couldn't really see in my roommate's room, and then I went over to the bathroom, and I knocked a little. Silence. Yep, silence. So I push open the door. It was empty. The whole time it was empty. It had not, I'm certain, the door had not been moved in the whole... Anyways, my roommate was asleep. That's the point. She had been sleeping. So I didn't even bother to see if anyone was in there, if my roommate was even in there. Because I'm a Zoomer. That's right, I'm a Generation Zer. Okay, I'm on the cusp of millennialism and Zoomerism. I'm a 94. It's really arbitrary. I think it's like 96, they say Gen Z starts. Listen, it's hard for us to be aggressive. I don't know what it is. Anyways, no, I kid. It's not a generational problem. It's not. I will disagree with you. I support our generation. It's a personal problem. I have a problem with being aggressive, too aggressive. I'm sure a lot of people have that problem. Anyways, okay, so that's that. And that is how I pooped in a trash can in my room in 2014. So, yeah, just in the future, just remember to always knock. And if you haven't gone, try a laxative. This was an intimate story in the intimate room of Fahoome. Thanks for listening. Toodaloo!